So, basically, we're here with Brendan. Actually, I haven't done a podcast before. This is this is really interesting.
This is the first episode.
Yeah.
First episode of a 100-part series.
Yeah.
100-part series.
You're gonna be in every single one of them.
Oh, fuck. I don't know about that, man. Like Hannibal says, like, man, I got shit to do, like, tomorrow. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, you're a big Eric Andre fan, too.
Huge Eric Andre fan.
I
He's
started watching,
so funny.
For real.
He's so funny.
I watched bits like that, who is that? The most iconic one with,
Where he vomits on the table?
No, that one was funny.
That one's so good.
That one with, what was it, Wiz Khalifa that you would talk about? I didn't realize it was from Eric Andre. He was like,
oh,
you
yeah.
lock arms around the retarded girls.
Go, nightmare, 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 nightmare.
Oh,
right, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Nah, it's funny. It cured her retardation. Like, okay.
So you don't use Instagram?
No, I don't.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm like addicted to Instagram. Like
I don't. Like, I understand the appeal of it. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice, and I really like I obviously get that little jealousy when I see like people happy, but
Yeah.
it brushes over
Yeah.
in like a couple seconds.
Yeah, it's like I watched this Prince EA video. You know who Prince EA is?
It's super familiar, but
He makes like these motivational videos.
Yeah.
And it was
Yes,
he made one about social media and Instagram and how it's like an addiction.
It
and
is.
like how once you get like one, like you need more. And it just resonated with me. Like I have a problem.
I have a problem.
And,
I really need those likes. Really need them.
Yeah, for real. And I just realized like this is really unhealthy to have like Instagram and just the how much I'm on it. Because I was looking at, I spent like 4 hours a day on Instagram.
Really?
4 hours a day just following people, just trying to get followers. That grind that you're talking about, the cutthroat grind.
Damn.
Just following people, and it's just.
That's crazy.
It's an addiction.
That's wild. No, I've never. I think I've spent the most I've ever spent on Instagram is probably like maybe in like an hour.
Yeah.
But I just use it to like find people out because
Yeah.
that was another crazy thing because my uncle is a publicist, and so when he told me to search someone up, I was an idiot. I was like, you normally do it with Google, but the way to do it now is through Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everybody's lives are on that.
Yeah, exactly. I noticed that too because my dad, whenever I post something a little risque, he would always say, employers are going to look at it. And I'll be like, nah, they won't. It's
See, but that's wild to me now because people are. Did you hear about, there was a story of a chick who just got hired at NASA.
Oh, yeah.
Who tweeted out that, shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Like, I work at NASA now. And then this dude, called her out on it because I was because he was a chief engineer. Like, that's a little messed up. Like,
and she lost her internship, right?
That's what it was,
and,
yeah.
And he ended up helping her get a new one. I believe that's what I read.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember reading about it and I was like, that's a little messed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I feel like there has to, because obviously people act differently on the internet than they do in real life. That's not a big whoop.
I read this. Let me interrupt you real quick.
No, you're fine.
I read this Instagram bio. It was like egotistic on the internet, down to earth in person. I was like that.
That's so true, though.
Such a mood.
That's so true, though, because I feel like, because I was actually just having, I was having a conversation with one of my friends, I think, and I was like, it was someone from California, and they started to gain some traction on Instagram. Yeah. And they were telling me I just jokingly I don't know how to handle this fame, ha, really funny. And I was like, honestly, just don't think about it.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed that with celebrities because you have so many people watching you and seeing your stuff. Your
whole life is under a microscope when you're famous.
Exactly. Everybody's looking at you, going through your going through your history, all that other stuff. Yeah. And so it's a little crazy how careful you have to be now.
Yeah, exactly. Who's the most famous person you've met?
The most famous person I've met? So I didn't really meet him. I just brushed past him. I was so there's this place. So you play GTA.
Yeah.
Do you remember the place where they had that Hitman contract where you go to the really nice hotel and then you go into the graveyard, the courtyard?
Or is there 3 different targets, or am I thinking of different?
Yeah, you're thinking of it. Yeah. And it has the crosshair on it, and then it's So that place is real.
Oh,
it's
really?
It's Chateau Marmont.
Really?
And it's this incredibly fancy hotel, from maybe 30s or 40s.
Really?
And I was applying there to be a dishwasher, and I took a video of the courtyard, and I was like, oh my god, I'm in GTA. And I turn around, Keanu Reeves is there.
Oh, really?
I brushed past him, and he said, oh, excuse. He was talking to 2 other people, and apparently he's like super nice in public, super nice in public. But I was like I tensed up. I was like, oh my god. And then I remember walking past him, and I was like, and he's like, oh, excuse me. And then I was like, I'm sorry. And then I went to sit down and like filled my application. I was like, and I was shaking. I was like, I breathed the same air as him. Oh my god. Yeah, like I was freaking out. I texted my brother and my friend Caleb, and I was like, yo, I just met John Wick. And I was like, and they were like, holy shit, like get a picture. And I was like, no, like I can't, like I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to do this jump.
Can you do the default dance?
Can you do the default dance? Where's the golden scar? So yeah, that was so I didn't really meet him. I just saw him, and I was like,
yeah.
The most famous person though that I do know is probably Cody Christian.
Cody Christian.
He was in Teen Wolf. He was just an All-American.
Like you personally know him?
Personally know him, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I personally know him. I met him a few times. He's a really, really good dude. He's really good people. He's actually getting into music now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw.
I tried music. It was awful. Some people.
It's tough. Some people can some people are just gifted with it.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't do it.
I tried music. I was like, people kept telling me when you're gonna do music again. I was like, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I appreciate all the support, but sometimes like people aren't just meant to do music.
Some people decide
this
you don't want to be like
for any of us.
Yeah, you don't want to end up like Jake Paul or Logan Paul making like this really crap like hip hop music.
Like Everyday Bro.
Yeah, like Everyday Bro.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't that go platinum?
I really hope not.
I hope not too.
So lame.
I know. Rice Gum went platinum on It's Every Night Sis. His diss track on Jake Paul went platinum.
Oh, I didn't even know he dissed Jake Paul. I'm like...
Yeah, with Alyssa Violet, too.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, it's his ex-girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't, like, follow any famous YouTubers anymore.
Really?
No, I don't... Like, I watch YouTube, don't get me wrong, but it's, like... It's a lot of, like, Game Grumps, a lot of, like...
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, it's a lot of like really like smaller stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. How like I can't watch like certain YouTubers. Like I'll watch David Dobrik all the time, but like if I watch enough vlogs, I just get so sad. I was like, wow, he's really out here living.
He really out here.
Yeah, exactly. He's like living his best life.
Yeah.
And I'm here doing school, trying to get a job, and he's like vlogging for a living. I just think that's so like.
That's another thing is like you can get paid for that in California.
Yeah.
Like that's the craziest thing is like California has so many opportunities.
Yeah.
But it's all with entertainment and media.
Yeah. I know he bought so many people cars.
Did he really?
Yeah,
I don't really follow him, so I know he's like super famous though.
Yeah. He bought his friend Alex a Tesla, an $80,000 Tesla. And bought his assistant.
You see so many Teslas in California as well.
Yeah, I watched an interview with Jeffree Star. Don't ask why I was watching Jeffree Star. Just
no,
it was like how it was with David Dobrik too. So it's kind of like not as bad, but like
so it's not that bad. Okay.
But he was like how I wanted to get a McLaren, but in California it's cool because everyone has like Ferraris. But once you go outside of California, it's not as cool as having a Ferrari.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
California. I remember I was coming back from a concert with my uncle, and we drove past, and we were on. I forget what street we were on, but we were driving past it, and just like 4 Ferraris were just like parked next to each other, like on the side of the road.
I see.
All in some restaurant.
If I saw that, I'd take like one of those like cringy ass photos where it's like you can tell that the car's not theirs, but they try to flex it like it's theirs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, then it'll be like.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's I think I've noticed with California, it's very much about your image.
Yeah.
And with other states, like especially like Texas, it's not that big.
Yeah, it depends on the area. Like
that's true though. I have seen like there are Teslas here, and I was like,
yeah. I worked at a car wash. There are people who can't afford BMWs, but they still do it for their image.
Yeah.
Like
that's a true California thing though.
Yeah.
Because I knew a lot of people that actually when I was in Toluca Lake. I would walk past there, and there would just be like these really shitty apartments.
Yeah.
But you'd see like Range Rovers, you'd see like convertibles, you'd see all this other stuff, and it's very much about your image there.
Yeah.
And that's what I noticed about California is it's very much about your image. It's very much
it's surface level stuff.
It's a lot of surface level stuff. Yeah. What else were we gonna talk about? We were talking about the differences
not
between
politics.
Yeah, not politics. Not politics. So Trump said. It's funny too, because when you tell people, because I typically lean more. I don't care what you.
No, we don't have to talk about this.
Okay, good. Okay, I was like, I don't really want to. I mean, like, I guess, but
yeah, we talked about it. The materialism is like
very.
Like
a lot.
you see, like you were saying, cars. You were saying cars. Is there like clothes? Like everyone's wearing like Supreme, Off-White. Because I remember I watch a lot. I used to watch like a lot of like streetwear YouTubers, like hypebeasts and stuff, and I see like they value their clothes so much, and like I understand that on like a spiritual level, but not to the point where I'm spending like my whole paycheck, like my whole YouTube paycheck on clothes to like.
Well, see, that's what like I didn't really do that when I got out there. I did when I was leaving, and I wanted to show off.
Yeah.
Like that I was good on my own.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't really on my own, I still had my uncle, my honest support.
Yeah.
But it's. I think I talked about the image thing. I think it's very much, because I know. I think the reason why is because people like to think that they're unique. People like to show off that they're unique. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much like that. They like to show that, like, I'm different because of this. I'm different because of that. Blah blah blah. Which is like, if you want to do that, that's great. Like I really don't care. I wore this shirt. I'd wore oversized clothes. Like I didn't go shopping for clothes at all when I was out there. Because I've just never been that kind of guy. I need somebody else. I don't have a good sense in fashion. I need somebody else to be there and be like, yeah, this is tight, or you should probably put that back.
That's pretty much everyone though. Like every hypebeast, like I swear, like hypebeasts don't know how to dress.
Really?
Yeah, like they spend a lot of money on clothes. It's about like the price that they care about, not about the sense of style. That's just an ongoing thing. Like if you look at like you won't know who these people are, but like Blazenberry, Blake Linder, Kais, they all just care about the price tag. They don't talk. They don't show the price tag. Like Rice Gum is more that hype beast. Like he's like, when you think of hype beast, you think of Rice Gum.
Yeah.
And with those Blake Linder, they don't know how to dress. None of them know how to dress. And I don't know where I was going with that.
Well, no, you were talking about like you were adding on about the image thing, and I completely agree. Yeah. It's like because that's where I got. Because I didn't really start thinking about my image until I got out there, until I started going to parties. Yeah. Because actually, funny story, the party that I went to a party, like a block away from Crenshaw.
Really?
Yeah, it was really sketchy too. We, when we were walking over, it was like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and like two crackheads were like arguing with each other, and then we walked past this one female one. And then she started yelling at cars that were parked.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to Austin for a Logic concert.
Okay.
And we were in Austin. We went to downtown Austin. I was half asleep. I was so
Mm-hmm.
And I was like half asleep. We were walking. We were on the street, and then I looked to my right, and my friends weren't there. I just saw this crackhead with like poofy hair just stumbling along. I was so freaked out. Jesus. And then I looked behind me, and they're all behind me. Like they're far behind me because they were just watching me.
Jesus. Yo,
I probably look like a crackhead too.
That's scary too.
Yeah, that is. Especially when you're like really like.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully, when I went to the party, I had really good friends who were like making sure, like this one chick, Linnell, like the total mom of the group, like made sure everybody was hydrated, made sure everybody was like good to go. Yeah. She's really good people.
Shout out to Linnell.
Shout out Linnell. If you ever see this, Linnell. You're a good person.
Yeah. Are there a lot of parties in California?
Oh yeah, there's a lot.
Like a lot.
But they don't party like normal people. They don't do it on the weekend.
Oh, they don't?
No, they do it like Thursday.
Oh, really?
Like Tuesdays, Thursdays. They don't do it like like during the weekend or whatever,
Really?
because everybody's like, yeah, man, like I gotta get home. Like, do you know how hard it is to find a parking spot, let alone drive at night at a Friday night? Like,
are they more like house parties, or are they like
a lot of big parties?
A lot of big parties.
Granted, I only went to two. But one was with my uncle, and it was for some brand which I can't remember the name of. But that was a lot of fun. I remember I went to that one, and then the party that was a block away from Crenshaw on Pico. That was like a late Halloween party because I worked Halloween. Yeah. Everybody worked Halloween. Yeah. And so what we did was we went to this place. I can't remember the name either. But it was pretty sketchy because it was like a true club too. Yeah. Because no windows, everything's painted black. Yeah. There's an outdoor area for smoking. Yeah. Which also you smell a ton of weed when you're there because it's legal there. Yeah. So I smelled it like every other block.
It's recreationally.
Recreational, yeah.
Really.
Yeah. It's crazy. But like people were token up outside. And then when you walked in, like, it's just sound. Like, you can't really hear what's going on. Yeah. But that was a really fun time. Yeah. I really miss hanging out with those people. Those are good people.
Do you have, like, connections, like, would you say you have, like, the same connections that you have here that you have in California? Or were the connections stronger in California as opposed to Texas?
Much stronger in California. Yeah. And I think that goes back to everybody has the same goal. Yeah. Everybody's hustling. Everybody wants to make it big. Everybody wants that same dream. Yeah. And I think that's why everybody, like, don't get me wrong, California's a really shitty place. Yeah. Really, it's really tough.
It has a homeless problem.
Huge homeless problem. Yeah. And actually a lot of the nicer areas are getting busted into because they added that train system. Yeah. From the homeless people will just hop on it from Santa Monica, break into some place, steal like a couple $100, and then just ride the train back to Santa Monica.
Really?
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. So it's a really bad place, but it's beautiful at the same time because I still like I miss like I remember the day I decided to stay here. The first thing I thought about was I don't know when I'm going to be able to go back. Yeah. And that was like a really surreal thought for me. Yeah. Then I got depressed and all that other stuff. But I'm okay now. Yeah. But
you're happy with where you're at now?
Yeah, I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I still have that goal though of where I want to be later in life. But besides that, I think I'm definitely better than I was like back.
What is your dream job? Like movie star, SNL cast member? What is your dream?
Honestly, anything. I'm fine. Like I'm fine on theater. I'm fine with theater. I really enjoy it. I'm fine with film. I'm fine with stuff like that. I'm fine with it's just like I really really enjoyed acting. And even though, because California is also like true desert weather, so it'd be like 80 degrees during the day, and
so back to what I was saying.
Yeah, you're talking about acting classes.
So like, I wasn't taking acting classes. I was taking like a drama. So it's not it's not even acting classes.
No, honestly, like, if I had like any notes, like experience really helps you. Like experiencing stuff really helps you become an actor. Yeah. So what was?
So basically, what external method of acting is like how a character would walk, how they would talk. Yeah. Type, and then internal is like how a character would react to a situation. And what was like your experience with having to use like internal method of acting in like an improv situation?
Well, for some people, I will say improv comes naturally, and it's really crazy to see him work. Really. Because I had a friend Joelle who her dad owned an improv club or owned like an improv studio or did whatever, and she's insane when it comes to improv. Really? Like I have a tough time with it just because I haven't been
exposed to it.
Yeah, I haven't been exposed to it. I'm not that creative like off the cuff. But I know in Horror Nights, I know there were a lot of things I wasn't allowed to do. Like I couldn't even scream at people.
Really?
Mm-hmm. They had and you can look it up. They had a loop of a guy screaming and the sound of like bits of finger blood like in a blender swirling around because that's what I played. I played you ever seen, if anybody has ever seen, um, Unfriended, the fat character, I think his name was like I don't remember his name, but he sticks his hand in a blender and then sticks his he breaks the bottle, then sticks his neck on the blender part. Um, but what I would do is I would blend the hand. Um, I'd put like I had a prosthetic hand that had like all the skin removed, and it'd just be the bone. And so I'd stick it in there. I'd wiggle it around. I couldn't break it. I got in trouble a few times for breaking the prop, breaking the fingers, I should say. And I would wiggle it around. I wouldn't really wiggle it. It was a very like loose prosthetic, so I put my thumb on part of the blender, and then when somebody would come through, I'd like grab it. I'd like hide that I was grabbing it, and that it would look like I was still like my hand was just static. It was just right here.
Yeah.
And then, or actually, that would be moving it, and then my hand would just be right here, and so I'd take it out, and then I'd fling water at them.
Oh, really?
And people got really mad at that.
Really?
Yeah. I remember I got yelled at by my, not really yelled at, but my supervisor, Paige, was like, are you flinging them in the face with water on purpose? And I was like, no. She's like, Brendan? It's like, yeah. And she was like, don't do that anymore. I was like, okay. And then I did it next set. And then I was trying not to hit them in the face.
Yeah.
I was trying, but it just didn't get the same reaction.
Yeah.
But the reason why I couldn't scream is because I then have to get paid more for it because I'd be like tearing apart my vocal cords.
Yeah.
But with like any acting job, it takes, if you really want to you put as much as of the character you want out.
Yeah.
I should say, you have to put in what you think this person will do. So like when I played like on stage, for instance, I played Jean Valjean in like a kid's version of Les Mis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Really?
you have to put yourself in the mindset of this guy has been locked up for stealing a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
And he got locked up in jail for 19 years.
Yeah.
Like he has a little room to be a little pissed off.
Yeah.
And so that's why he snaps at
what's his name? It's at the top of my tongue. He's black.
Javert.
Yeah, Javert.
Javert. And also I know now which production of Les Mis you did. You watched the 2010 with the black guy and
with Hugh Jackman. I wasn't watching the
Were you watching the concert?
I was watching the movie one.
The movie, yeah, that's with Hugh Jackman. That one Anne Hathaway killed it.
I was supposed to watch the Broadway production. I didn't have time for that, so I just watched the movie.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But so Jean Valjean is obviously like he's really bitter. He's really pissed off. Like he's had this sense of injustice. Then he gets that slip of paper that basically lets him like, hey, no matter what, you're gonna get treated like shit for the rest of your life. And so that's what forces him, because he sees no other way, and then he gets saved by the bishop, and so he sees no other way to go on without hiding his identity, becoming a new person, all this other stuff. And so it's the same with any character. Like I said, you really have to get down to it. When I played the dentist in Little Shop of Horrors, I had to do the same thing. The dude's a drug addict. He likes to huff his own laughing gas. And so when he finally dies, he's still laughing about it, but then he's like progressively, there's another big word that you ever take acting classes is building. A lot of things always build. Whether it's in a scene, whether it's in a movie, whether it's in whatever, builds come all the time.
Yeah. What would you say is the most important aspect of being an actor? Or the most important thing you've learned from being an actor?
Endurance. That's a big one.
Like a body of work? Like putting out a body of work, like...
Not even that, but actually that's a good point. Like whether you're an artist, like actually drawing or painting or whatever, whether you're an artist singing, like no matter what, you got to be willing to have people like tell you you're bad at it. Especially acting. Like I can't tell you how many no's I got when I was acting when I was a kid. I was number 1052 when I auditioned for Horror Nights. Really? Like they'd shuffle us in like 60 people at a time, and so it really puts you in that headspace. One of the best acting teachers I ever got, David Gray, told me when you go into an audition room, the first thing you need to be thinking about, and before you even get into the audition room, is how are you going to be different? Because that's what the casting director will notice, is how did you take this character and run with it?
Yeah.
And so that was like a good moment for me when I was like,
right.
Exactly, individuality. Like I was number 1052. I don't know how many other people they auditioned, but I know I was number 1052 and I got cast.
Right.
And so
that's crazy. All right. No. Describe California in one word, and we'll end there.
In one word?
In one word.
Oh gosh. Hard. Very hard. I'm trying to think of a word that I could use, but the only thing I think about is if you're willing to put in the time and work to get big, then if you really have a good work ethic and a little bit of luck, you can definitely make it big.
Yeah.
Even if it's for like 15 minutes, 15 weeks, 15 years, whatever. If you're willing to put up with the shit of California, then you can absolutely make it.
All right. That was it.
That was it.
Hope you enjoyed. Drop a like if you did enjoy. I'll link my social medias down below. I'll link Brendan's social media down below.
I might post, I may not. Who knows?
Other than that, peace.